I got a pretty good idea, but as you guys can see with everything, I don't know our schedule a couple days from now. So I've always had a pretty good idea, but there's lots of days between now and then.
Kyle said he had a pretty good idea he'd be the starting quarterback in week 1. Do you have a pretty good idea?
Yeah, I have a pretty good idea.
You're smiling about it, so that must mean something, right?
It's whatever he decides. Yeah, I have a pretty good idea. I'm pretty happy with where I'm at right now and everything, and just the offense as a whole. But yeah, Kyle's the head man. He'll make the call.
So Jimmy might have tipped us off a little bit with that smile of his. The question is, should Jimmy Garoppolo be the Niners starter week 1? Nate? Yeah, right.
See, the tricky thing about veteran quarterbacks battling a young QB is that we don't know how much of the playbook the young QB knows. We were talking about Mac Jones last hour, and I don't know how much of a grasp he has on the playbook. Same thing with Trey Lance. As good as he looked, and trust me, he did look good after throwing that interception, it gets you excited. But can Kyle Shanahan open up his complete playbook to Trey Lance? I don't think so right now. So if that is indeed the case, yeah, start Jimmy G. But I say start Jimmy G with a short leash. And I do believe that's going to be the case. Once Jimmy G goes out there, if he's flawless and he plays well, he will be your starter the entire year, which is great for Trey Lance. Get to sit on the sideline and learn about the game from a bird's eye view. But if Jimmy G has one of those games where they struggle, defense plays well, he throws a pick or two, and they lose because the offense is inept, Trey Lance is going in, and much sooner than expected. So it's Jimmy G starting week 1 with a short leash for Trey Lance to come in.
This is so weird. Like, we all know, because Shanahan knows, Garoppolo knows, sitting there beaming from ear to ear about, yeah, Jimmy's going to start, but they just don't want to say it. I think Shanahan loves messing with the media a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think, Rodgers loved it all summer, like just toying with people, and I think Shanahan's having a ball up there, just messing with them. But I still think that by week 7 that Trey Lance will be starting, because I've said this a million times. Kyle Shanahan can't resist the talent. You've spent too much on him. There's a couple fat home games in there. They play the Packers and they play the Seahawks back to back. I feel like that is the Jimmy defining point. You win both those games, you play well, maybe you do ride it out the whole season. It's just, you ever get someone give you a gift card and it's just like free money and it burns a hole in your pocket and you're like, I just want to spend this on anything. I can't sit on this. I'm going to go out and spend it on some dumb stuff at the bait and tackle store just because it's free. I feel like that Trey Lance is the gift card in Kyle Shanahan's pocket, and he's not going to let it just sit there for a whole season. Week 7, I'm still standing by it, but Jimmy looks great.
He does.
Oh, and I mean physically, he looks great. Not on the field. I'm talking about how hot he is. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
Okay, good.
Picking up those clues.
Damn. Very sexy man.
He is very good looking.
Kyle, relax.
No.
They've got the best of both worlds here, because you could clearly tell that Jimmy's comfortable. I think Jimmy is like carefree Jimmy this year. The fact that he wasn't like, oh, I'm going to just play by Kyle's rules and go up there and be like, I don't know who the starter is. Like, okay, yeah, okay, ha, 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 like, I'm good. It's the same way he was using expletives at the opening press conference when they're talking to him. He's like, sorry. They're like, did Jimmy just curse? And like, yeah, Jimmy cursed. Jimmy's on one right now. Jimmy's on one because he's got at least this year to show the rest of the league or the Niners organization, this job is mine, and if it's not this job, I'm going to make some money somewhere else. I am a starter. I am one of the 32. The feeling here is that Trey Lance will eventually be the starter. Kyle, I disagree. I don't think there's this crucible of those games against it. I think it's going to still be Jimmy through the majority of this season, and it might be the entire season, but I do think we're going to see Trey Lance a lot, and it is a luxury to have that, because you could bring Trey Lance in and give him 5, 6, 7, 8 snaps. If you set that table now, I don't think Jimmy G is going to be upset and be like, I'm not coming off the field. No, that's what it is. You're the starter.
Using his mobility, that type of stuff? Why would you
using him out of the pocket, using him to just keep defensive coordinators up at night. Like, I can't stress this enough. He will get there, but did not play other than one throwaway game against Coastal Carolina last year. Did not play a college football game last year. Only played limited games at North Dakota State. And then in high school was not one of these decorated 5-star guys. He was a Minnesota product that was not one of those guys, and he played in a run offense. So, like, it's a lot. It's going to be a lot. It might not be the full kitchen sink right away for Trey Lance. So you're going to see him in snaps, but, like, I think it's Jimmy's team.
Does the experience thing not hit you at all?
Which Trey Lance? Yeah.
That's the Trey Lance thing. He doesn't have. So you saying he'll be out there week 7 is an indictment on Jimmy, because this is just, you think Jimmy's going to
I do.
struggle?
I think he'll be fine, and that's the problem. I've said this before. I think Jimmy is good, sometimes very good, but he's limited.
Yeah.
He's limited to how good he can be. I think Shanahan has seen those limits. I don't think he wants to see them again. I think that's why we're moving on. I don't think Kyle Shanahan's the kind of guy who's like, Lance will get. No, I think he drafted Trey Lance.
Experience doesn't hit you in that just like decision.
It does, but the talent I think trumps it, and the ceiling.
I think that he went into New Orleans a couple years ago, Jimmy, and
it was great.
It was not going to be one of these. Hey, we're only going to throw the ball 6 times. I think they won 38-35. He threw the ball all over the yard. I think he's got that in him if he has to have it. I feel like because they went and got Trey Lance in the draft, everyone's immediately dismissing that Garoppolo could win football games. He's been really good for them over the years. And I think they know that, but they also know that Lance is the future. If you can mix that somehow.
Why did they draft Trey then? Like, why? If he goes to New Orleans and wins, ride that guy.
Well, he's the future, and he's cheaper for the foreseeable future. But, Trey, to your point, Jimmy is literally playing with house money.
I think so.
It's just like...
It doesn't get up into his head mentally of like, am I coming out?
You got to pay me regardless. And I'm making a ton of money. I know that I'm a winner. I've made it to a Super Bowl before, so, like, what's the worst that can happen? I don't play well, and I'm still a $100 million quarterback in this league, and will most likely get a job after Trey Lance takes over. Like, he's in a different space. And you can tell. Last year, I feel like Jimmy was crumbling under the criticism that the world was throwing his way. And rightfully so. There's times where he just didn't play well. Now he's like, I can care less about the criticism. Let me go out there and play free. We might see a better Jimmy G than we've ever seen before.
Are we going to see this team in the Super Bowl? Because it looks like this is like the best thing that's ever happened. You get to work in this tremendously talented threat of a rookie in packages until he's ready to take over, and it's Jimmy's job, who's a proven winner with a 26-9 record, who's been to the Super Bowl, has won a Super Bowl with a different team. On this, like, are we sleeping on this as a Super Bowl contender?
That division's tough.
That division's tough. You ain't lying.
The Rams are good.
2 years ago when Jimmy was healthy, they won not only that division, but their entire conference.
And if Jimmy can't get it done, you put in Trey Lance. It's a pretty good situation, Kyle Shanahan.